Hello everyone, welcome back to the Career Theory. We're so glad that you came back to check on the episode number 3. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Right. So my rich dad is what I call him, the multi-billionaire.
Nice.
He gets into his office typically around 6:30, 6 to 6:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
His first staff member gets into the office between 7 to 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
On a late day, because he's doing stuff at home or there's guests in town, he gets in around 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
He's typically the first one in and the last one out. He's worth multiple billions of dollars.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Do the math.
Yeah,
It's not easy to do it. It's not easy not to do it. It's your choice.
correct.
If you want to work on your career, you got to put in the effort. He used to go to Tony Robbins events. He gives every person he knows a copy of Think and Grow Rich. He used to read Think and Grow Rich every day. He still has his journals. When I moved just recently, I had 6, 7, 8 boxes of books and journals. My mom says, "Why don't you throw this away?" And I threw
Wow.
some away and I lost some, and I'm really sad about it. I don't know where some of my
Yeah.
journals and things have gone over the years, but I'm really sad. I've moved like 40 times in my life.
No.
He still has his journals from his Tony Robbins days.
Wow.
He can pull them out and he can thumb through them.
Yes.
And he gives everybody a copy of Think and Grow Rich. The people that read it, he says, you can sit in my office and mentor with me. The people that don't, he says, don't come back.
Mhm.
can't
But
spend-
Vikram, let me ask you this. This is like a little bit a controversial question.
Oh, I love
Why-
it. I love controversial.
Why should someone focus on reading when everything is fingertips away with the help of technology? Everything is fingertips away. Why should someone spend time reading books versus consuming content through other mediums?
Why should people do anything hard?
Is it only for the sake of doing it hard?
There's a mind, body, brain connection. When
Mhm.
you physically, like, I can't get up right now and go get my journal because I'm wearing boxers only because I'm doing this whole Zoom thing.
That's the
But-
virtual life. Yes.
Yes. But okay. Oh, so this book, right? I have
Mhm.
notes in it.
Yeah.
I highlight and I have notes in it.
Uh-huh.
When I go to conferences, I have so this
Mhm.
one I read in bed probably, or I was in a plane or something, and I started reading it, and I don't have highlighter on me for
Mhm.
whatever reason.
Got
I
it.
typically lose at least 2 highlighters for every event I go to. So when I come back and I look at the thing,
Mhm.
I'm like, what? Okay, I'm not going to reread the book highlights. Oh, the physical touching is different than the touching of a cell phone.
Yes.
Our
Absolutely.
brains have not adapted to the technology speed. We are still primitive minded people. I don't care if people believe me or not. Don't believe me. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But we are
Absolutely.
primitive.
I agree with that.
When you write on pen and paper, it's different than writing with pen and iPad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The even though I have the pen and the iPad, the connection, the feedback is different than when you write with a pen and paper.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
when
I
you
agree.
imprint the paper with ink, you're imprinting your mind with the same ink. It works okay with the pen on the iPad for some people. It doesn't work that well for me.
Got it.
Got it. Got it.
So when you read, like the best way to do it is you get the Audible copy,
Mm-hmm.
you do physical exercise, right?
Mhm.
Because it's getting the right and the left brain connected,
Mhm.
and you read or you listen to the book that you're also reading.
Wow.
And that's how you really get. I have a saying, go deep, not wide.
Yep.
So what you suggest is listen to the audiobook while you are reading the physical book.
Listen
Is
to the
that-
audio book while you're doing exercise. Read the
Exercise,
physical
yep.
book when you come home and get in bed.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
And then take your TV and throw it off the balcony and let the homeless people watch it, because watching TV only corrupts the mind. And there's a book that you guys should all read. It's Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Actually, forget it. This is one book I will tell you that you should listen to on audio because of the voices.
Mhm.
And communication is 7% words,
Mhm.
38% vocal qualities,
Mhm.
55% physiology.
Mhm.
So the words matter, but the way that people say them are really important too when you have communication. So
Right.
Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill was released like in 1990 something,
Mhm.
but he wrote it back in 1920. But they were scared to release it because of what was being exposed in the book. what the devil says, or what Napoleon Hill says his conversation with the devil. Now, people could say he's on psychedelics. I think he was connected into source. He was on another dimension. He was actually talking to the lower vibrations of the world. He said alcohol, cigarettes, sex, right? Like all these things, coffee, any addiction. I do that to keep your brain occupied so that you're not growing, so that I can come in and control you and take you over.
Wow.
Think about this. You go out on a Friday night, you have some drinks, you have some cigarettes. People say, oh, I only smoke when I drink. Well, yeah, okay, read Outwitting the Devil. You come into work on Monday morning, people talk about how great their weekend was. They're like, oh my God, I had so much fun. I got hungover for 14 hours. It was amazing. I feel like shit on Monday. I watched 36 hours of TV. I binge watched 14 movies. And then they come in on Monday, but I don't have any time. I didn't have any. You're fat. You're unhealthy. You have type 4, 3, 6, 8, 9, and 11 diabetes. I didn't have any time to go to the gym. I didn't have any time to read.
That's
I
why
didn't have any time to work on my project. But wait, hold on. You're going to happy hour. Yeah, I need to have a life, Vikram. Everybody can be like you and not have a life. I said, you complain about pain. You complain about your health. You complain about your sex life. You complain about your spouse. You complain about your kids. You complain about your this. You complain about your that. And you're telling me that I'm not living and you're living? I said, oh man, let me follow your process.
let me absolutely. This is
People are
mind blowing. Yeah, this is mind blowing, I would say. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I have one, because we were talking about the books. I was
Yeah.
curious if there is one book that changed your life, or there are multiple books you would suggest to our audience to go through. What would those books be like? Yeah.
You know, I think there's a couple of old school classics, right? Like How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow
Yes.
Rich, right?
Yes,
These are
yeah.
like staples in your library, right? These are staples in your library. Then you get into the books that are more like business based, right? Like I haven't read this book, but the one from the guy, I just forgot his name, from the ClickFunnels guy. It's like Marketing Secrets, the ClickFunnels guy.
Is it the Crush It?
No, that's Gary Vaynerchuk's.
Okay.
But anyways, the guy who owns ClickFunnels, he has a couple of books about how to market, like Marketing Secrets. And then you have like spiritual books. Like I think a great book that everybody should read is Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning.
Oh yeah. It was referred by multiple people as well. I have it in my audibles. I'm about to read. I'm about to listen.
That's I think that's a good one that I think it's on audiobook. And I think that's another easy audio one to listen to, because it's not, you're going for the gist, not necessarily, but he talks about how the only reason why he survived the Nazi camps, and he basically got into the porta potty, right? Like he got to survive one day, he had to jump into a porta potty, like into the holding tank, because they just put a hole in the ground and that's where everybody went to the bathroom. And he was somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be. He talks about the incidences that took him from one camp to another camp, the strokes of luck that he had, because he just said, hello, I'm going to go here versus there. And that's what kept him alive. Coming back at a camp, he thought he was going to run into his wife again, and he found out his whole family was gone. But he had a glimmer of hope the whole time, right? The best is yet to come. He just held on to that. There's got to be a man's search for meaning. There's got to be a reason why God would put me through all of this pain. And look his stories, like one of the most talked about stories in the world. Bro, God put you through so much so that you could deliver so much more. Like what an amazing man. So Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl is a great one. I believe it's The 4 Agreements is another great book. I forget what the agreements are, but I know they're stuck in my subconscious somewhere. But like you need to read books about personal growth. I think a lot of the Tony Robbins books are great.
Great.
You know,
Okay. Sounds good.
They're thick, but they're great reads. So I think a combination of business books and self-development books.
Awesome. And I just wanted to, tell our audience that, because you told about how God, if you are put in strongest and difficult situations, you don't need to give up, because that you will become really strong if you conquer all of those situations.
Right.
And you should never give up on your hope, because that's really powerful. Vikram, a lot of people today are suffering from a lot of pain, depression,
Right. Yeah.
struggle, just because they're not able to get through it. but if they stick to, their beliefs, they'll definitely be able to succeed in their life. I truly believe that. And thank you so much for mentioning that piece.
I appreciate you guys for remembering all this stuff. It feels, I feel like really humbled over here that you
Oh,
guys
no,
had so
absolutely.
much, like you guys have so many takeaways from that talk we had a couple months ago.
Oh,
It's wonderful. Like I'm humbled.
I have every single thing that you said as a point, and I started expanding on each one of them.
yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And some of them I have incorporated into life, like doing one thing difficult every day.
Wow.
And if you hate it, you must do it. You have to do it. That's it.
For anybody who's, and I know we're running up on time here, and this
Yes,
probably
yes.
went longer than you guys are expecting.
Totally
For
fine.
anybody who's depressed, let me tell you, I grew up on the right side of the tracks, according to most people. I
Mm,
was raised in the back of a Mercedes. My dad's a physician. We were
mm,
not poor, but we had a poor mindset. I didn't
mm.
feel like I was a rich kid. I didn't feel like I was deserving. I didn't feel like I was worthy. Like when our dad bought us a bike and somebody stole my bike, I didn't believe that he should buy me another one. And
Got it.
to me, like everything was a big purchase, whether it was a $5 candy or a $5,000 or something, it was a big purchase. I've had times where I've been suicidal. I've had
Yeah.
times where I was massively depressed. I've had times where I wanted to just fucking say it's over. I've
Mm,
cried myself to sleep more times than you can
Mm.
count.
mm.
Don't give up.
Yes.
Every
Absolutely.
moment of pain is an opportunity for strength. And remember, it's called growing pains, not growing strength. Right? The
Awesome. Yeah.
pains are going to give you what you want. And
Yep.
don't get me wrong, life can be really hard, but it can also be really wonderful. Life can be really
Yeah.
challenging and still be great. Life can
Mhm.
suck because somebody you cared about died, but it can still be a wonderful life. It's just a moment in time that
Correct.
there's an opportunity for you to have a different emotion, but that doesn't mean your overall life is horrible. And so
Yeah,
when you're down in
absolutely.
the dumps, I want you guys to remember, one, you're not alone. Two, you're in great company because there's some very successful people that are also in the same boat as you.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
three, just remember the best is yet to come.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had, sorry,
I,
Sai, I just had goosebumps when you were sharing those because a lot of people don't realize the fact that they're not, they feel they are alone, but they're not literally alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
because
Awesome.
because when I look a little deeper, I always believe that most of my dreams or my goals are in my fears. Anything that I'm
Yeah.
fearful of is where I should really focus and look deep.
Powerful.
They say your dream is one step outside of your comfort zone.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're comfortable waking up at 6, wake up at 5:45. If you're comfortable wake up at 5:45, wake up at 5:20. Right? If you're comfortable doing 10 reps, do 11 reps.
Yes.
Do 12 reps. You don't need to get 100% better today. You need to get 1% better in multiple areas of your life,
Mm.
1% better tomorrow in multiple areas of your life, 1% better in multiple areas of your life. And what happens is if you make each dial 1% better, you get a compounding effect.
Yes.
So if you're in business, let's say you have a funnel. So
Mhm.
you create a little bit better copy on Instagram. And now instead of
Mm.
getting 5 people in, you get 10 people in.
Mm.
No, let's go 7 people. You get 7 people in. So now you have 2 more opportunities. And then you
Mm.
have a little bit better, you
Mhm.
tweak a couple of questions you ask people. So your conversion goes from 50% to 60%. Right now,
Mhm.
if you guys are writing this out and you're doing the math, you're going to start seeing exponential growth. Now
Yes.
your conversion goes from 60%, and then your attrition or your ability to keep your clients, your retention goes from 40 to 50. Right.
Yes.
So you increase your copy a little bit, you increase your conversion a little bit, you increase your retention a little bit. Now the lifetime value of each client has gone exponentially, and you're bringing in 7 people. So if you do it 35 times 5 or 35 times 0.6, now you have more opportunities. Your business grows exponentially. What people try to do is they want to build one vertical. No, I need 100 leads in because my current conversion's 10%. So I need 100 to get 10 clients. And then I lose 3 out the back door within 90 days. So I need to get 120 people. Well, to go from 10 to 120 is insane. But go from 10 to 20, okay, that's not too bad. And then go from 40 to 50, oh, that's doable. And then go from 20 to 30, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So if you guys can learn to just turn the dial 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1% in multiple areas of your business, in multiple areas of your life, in multiple areas of your relationships, right? Fitness, family, faith, finances.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if you get those 4 F-bombs down, your fitness goes up 1%, right? Dude, I don't care if you can't walk 10 miles today.
Yeah.
I care that you walk as much and as far as you can today. And then
Mhm.
tomorrow you do it again and again. And in 6 weeks, you're now running, you're
Absolutely.
jogging. And then in
Absolutely.
12 weeks, you're running.
Mhm.
And in 18 weeks, you're working out and you're 25 pounds less. In finances, right? 1%, right? Pay yourself first. The biggest mistake people make is they pay themselves after their money. So when you get a paycheck for $10,000, put $1,000 into your bank account and then pay all the rest of your expenses with 9.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right? When you build your schedule, right? The perfect week formula, right? Literally, I have a book on my desk and I have Brendan Bouchard's high performance planner. When you build your schedule, you start with your life and then you build your business around it because life will shrink and business will grow. So put in the most important things in your life first, and then the business will expand around to fill all the free time up. It's like putting sand in a jar.
Wow.
So date night, right?
Yeah.
Like time with your kids, workout, things like that.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Because everything that you said, if our audience can really understand the meaning of the things that you're saying, they are gold, I would say.
Yeah. They don't
Because
need another coach.
you don't need another coach, and because you can't see me virtually, but my goosebumps are coming.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Really.
Your hair got a little bit longer on your beard.
Awesome. Yeah, I know we are also running short on the time because you have plans after this, but we wanted to do something called 3 rapid questions, rapid
Okay.
fire. And so I'm going to ask you the first
The
one.
fun thing is all these questions feel rapid fire because I know you guys probably sent me like, hey, here's some outline of the questions. I don't read those. Let's wing it.
Yeah, those were just the samples, just to
Samples,
make
yeah.
sure you feel comfortable about.
I trust you guys.
We did good amount of research, and then we did really studied you for some time to really
can
come
see
up with the
that.
questions in the sequence.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I can see that. You guys are fantastic. Way
Thank you.
better, way better.
Thank you so much, Vikram.
you.
And the first question is, what is that one thing that no one knows about you?
I don't know, man. If you go to my podcast, everything's out there. The one thing that nobody knows about me, I guess the one thing that people might not know about me is because I sometimes still put on a front. Sometimes I put on a front that I'm this really tough, macho, machismo guy and work out hard, play hard, work hard, do this. But at the end of the day, I'm like really a softie and I really want a family.
Awesome. No, definitely powerful. Perfect. So I
The-
can ask.
yeah. The next question is, what is your definition of success? People talk about success all day, but if you have to define what is it the success looks like, how do you define it?
First off, success is your definition. So what you define as success before you guys believe in my definition, it's your definition is what makes you successful. So don't think just because I say something or you guys say something or, John on that one podcast says something, you need to listen to it. But my definition of success is time freedom, money freedom to have magical moments, as many magical moments as I can possibly have. It's also being able to do the things that I want to do when I want to do them and have the energy and the strength to be able to do them. So that's the definition to me. Like I will have generational wealth. I will make sure of that. I will leave my impact on the world, but it comes down to being able to do what you want, when you want, how you want, which is the true definition of success, which is really time freedom, which comes from money freedom. And then you can have all the magical moments you want.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Absolutely. Thank you. One
Nice.
last question from me is, which you may not like,
I love it. I already like it.
is
Does it make you
One-
nervous asking it?
not really, because
Okay, good.
knowing what I know about you,
Damn
you may
it.
not like this. Yeah. When do you think you are done with everything that you're doing.
Never.
Oh, perfect.
You're
Thank you.
never done.
Yeah.
If the minute you stop growing is the minute you start dying.
Yes.
That's why people,
Yeah.
when they go into a retirement home, that's why when a retirement means retire. Retire means death. That's a horrible name. Like I do not want a retirement. I want to go until the day I die. And again, the most successful people I know, multi-hundred millionaires, right? People
Never
that are
retire.
billionaires. I asked the same question a couple of
Mm.
months ago to my rich dad. I said, Unc, I call him Unc now. It's pretty funny. I said, Unc, you're so wealthy. Like you're freaking rich. Your kids are rich. Your kids' are rich. Your kids' dogs and dogs and dogs and dogs are rich.
Yeah.
They never have to work.
Yeah.
They never have to work.
Yeah.
Like you have set up such a great system that so many lineages never have to work. Like the Rockefellers, like
oh my God. Yeah.
never have to work.
Correct.
Why do you still do it?
Yes.
He said, it's fun. He says, I love doing what I do. Saturday morning, I'm in his office. We're drinking coffee. I bought him coffee. What do you buy somebody who can buy anything in the world? You buy them the little things that they like. He loves his tea in the morning. So I went to Starbucks, got his whole office tea and coffee. He got mad at me. He's like, why are you spending money on us? I said, bro, chill out. I got you. Like it's $50. Like I got it, man. Like chill out. He's like, no, you should never spend money on when you're with me. Like I should be taking care of you. I said, you've done more than enough.
Yes.
And it's Saturday morning before everybody gets in, the phone rings and he picks it up. Hello, this is you effing this and effing that and effing this and effing that. And I could hear the guy on the other end of the receiver. And he goes, I'm sorry, excuse me, sir. Your effing company's this and that, sir. And he got into his mode of, hey, you can't talk to anybody like that. Not because it's my company, but it's just, you can't talk to anybody in my company like that. And you shouldn't talk to anybody like that anyways.
Yes.
And he brought the guy from a level 50, I'm going to murder everybody, down to a level 5, calm and collected. He then said, give me half an hour. My team's not in. Give me half an hour. My team's not in. Let me see what happened with your things. I will personally call you back and take care of it. This is a tenant renting a $900 apartment. This guy doesn't need to be taking care. I said, why are you going to call him back? He says, if I don't have a finger on the pulse, I lose the body.
Wow.
And he says, I need to be here when they're not, because I need to know what's happening in my company. Because if this is a discrimination, like the guy said, if this is a false thing, like the guy said, if this is a this, like the guy said, if this was a preferential treatment to somebody that shouldn't have been treated preferential because he was first in line, I have too much on the line to let that happen. He said, plus the guy now doesn't hate us. He's not going to go on Zillow, on all the different websites, and write thousands of bad reviews about me. He said he might still hate me, but we'll get him an apartment. And if we don't have one, we'll find him one with one of our connections.
Nice.
And that's exactly what he said to his person. And I was with him for 3 days. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm back in the office. On his notepad, he's got a list of things every day. At the end of the day, he's writing everything down. Model smart people. So at the end of the day, he's writing everything down, crossing it out. He transferred the follow-up with John Doe to Monday. And I said, why did you do that? He said, because I said I was going to follow up on Monday. So I'm going to follow up with my team on Monday. I'm not going to call him on Monday morning, but I'm going to make sure my team does. And then they're going to have to report back to me what happened before I cross it off. And if they don't report back to me by the end of the day, then I'm going to call them up at 9 o'clock at night and say, hey, what happened with Johnny? And they know it. So they will send me an email letting me know that Johnny's been placed in a property that's suitable for his income, all of his things. And I said, dude, you are wow. He said, it's my company. I love what I do, Vikram. I want people to have a home.
Yeah.
Poof, mind blown, guys.
Yep.
Like that's how all the successful people that are at that level that I know, they know every detail they want to know every detail about their business because they love what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. So there is never retiring at all.
That's why that's why I told you, like, the question might look simple, but
yeah.
knowing what we know.
And going back to what does success look like? Time freedom, money frees him to have the magical moments. He can leave for 6 weeks. And he's done
Mhm.
that. And
Mhm.
sometimes he doesn't have reception. Very
Mhm.
rarely, but he'll
Mhm.
sometimes not have reception. And he can leave and the business will run.
Mhm.
He comes back, he might have a lot of work, but he can leave as much as he wants. His
Yeah.
grandkids have a basketball game. He can get up and go. That's what you call magical moments. He has the time and he has the time freedom and the money freedom to
Money.
do that.
Yep.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
wants to go take me to, his big outings is going to In and Out. He's let's go to In and Out. It's not that he can't afford to go to the nicest steakhouse, and he'll take you to the nicest steakhouse, but he's a simple guy. He's like, hey, let's sneak out. Where are we going? Let's go to In and Out. Like a little kid,
Mhm.
let's go to In and Out. And he goes to In and Out, and he's a little kid eating his burger. He's like, don't tell anybody
Magical.
that I went to In and Out. Like a little
Yeah.
kid eating his burger. And he's
Brilliant.
always humbled and grateful. He says, I don't know what God gave me all this stuff for,
Mm.
but that's to answer your question, never. Because if they don't stop, Tony Robbins doesn't stop. My dad doesn't stop. My grandpa didn't stop. I'm not going to stop because those are my role models.
Awesome. Powerful.
That is awesome.
Super
That is
powerful.
very, very powerful. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
And I know we are already running out of time. So before
Yeah.
we end this, if our audience has to find you, what is one platform that you are always reachable, or anything that you would want to share?
So the one place that you guys can find me is Instagram, Coach Vikram Deol,
Awesome.
Coach VIKRAMDEOL.
We'll put
Yeah.
it right there.
It'll be in the show notes. The one place
Yes.
where I don't want you guys to find me is by looking in my balcony window from the street. That would be weird.
We
No
won't
one knows
post your
where you are.
address. Yeah. We won't post your address. So don't worry.
Vikram is in Florida. That's it.
Miami. Come find me in Miami on the bike.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Vikram. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much,
for this
guys.
wonderful opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. It's awesome.
Thank you so much, Vikram.